to what it do. It's your boy Steph. I gotta do a video reaction to this. So I'm gonna watch this, man. We're gonna react to this together, man. You know, apparently, you know, when women are caught, right, they have to become some sort of victim to why they do what they do. They have to justify their actions. Remember, I told you guys, when a woman cheats, she has to justify why she done it so that it's okay and that she can encourage other women to do the same thing. This is a woman who was with a guy who was both on the Black Ink crew, and him and Ryan Henry were best friends, and she slept with Ryan Henry, and she did it behind his back to the man that she was with, and now she's saying that Anthony was abusing her and stuff like that. So let's dive into this, bro. Let's do it.
Shedding light on my relationship with Anthony, and everything that I've been through with him, and then I wanted to come on here really quick and just talk about that briefly, just so you guys can see who you're lifting up and who you are, you know, defending so hard in this situation, because this person is not exactly the best person in the world.
You're not the best person in the world.
He's already
you slept with his best friend. How low down dirty are you? How clean are you though? You making it seem like you're the best person in the world. Where was this energy before all this happened?
Question for you. Does the context of cheating change your dynamic with, I know for a fact you said if they cheat, boom, they done. But does the context of the cheating change how you will, I guess, interact with them in the future? For instance, I'm going to give an example of, let's say he cheated on someone you don't know, that you never heard of, versus he cheated on you with your best friend.
I mean, for me personally, it's kind of difficult to look at this sort of thing in the same eye as probably everyone else, just because I'm so like my boundaries are where they're at. And in my eyes, I'm like, okay, and in business and in relationships, when you lie and you cheat, you're done. Would you want to go and do a business venture with a guy that's lied to you multiple times, that said, oh yeah, man, we made this much money last year, and then you see the paperwork and it's 75% less? No, you wouldn't do that. So are you going to want to be in a relationship with someone if they're like, oh no, I would never cheat on you, I would never disrespect you, but then you found out she slept with like one of your homeboys and she was talking all this mess about you and you know, whatever, like you just don't do stuff like that. I don't know what her situation was. I don't want to ever be someone that tries to be like, you weren't abused, because I don't know. Maybe she was. Now, when someone hurts you, does that give you the go ahead to do something else that could be also hurtful to them?
Great question.
I don't agree with that. I think that the best thing for everyone is to remove yourself from the situation. Like I said, I'm not aware of what the situation was. Maybe she didn't have money and she couldn't leave for financial reasons. Maybe she was like psychologically attached to him and she couldn't leave for that reason. I don't know. I don't want to speak on that. But the best thing to do if you're able, when you're in an abusive situation, is to leave. I would say that you definitely should not sleep with their best friend. That kind of makes no sense to me as to what your motivation would be for that, other than to hurt them.
Yeah, that seems like a vengeance thing. But let's go back to the question that I asked, the specific question. So for instance, for example, me and you are real good friends. We hang out, we chill, blah, blah, blah. We friends, right? We had a good relationship as friends. Then we started dating, and then we started whatever, blah, blah, blah. Then I cheated on you. Would you end all relationship, or just the romantic part of the relationship?
I mean, if you cheated, I'm gonna have to beat it in every aspect. Like if I find out one of my female friends talks shit about me when I'm not around, I cut her off. So if I'm dating someone and you want to play little games, or you want to make a fool of me, I will cut you off. Like I can find more friends, I can find more people to date. It's nothing to me, and it shouldn't be anything to you. And you should ask yourself, if you're ever someone that gets in a situation like this, like what's keeping you from leaving? If they're abusing you, then you need to try to leave. And like I said, sometimes there's a financial reason they can't leave. They don't have the money to leave.
Gotcha.
Like some girls they fall into the trap of being completely dependent on the man, and they can't even afford a bus ticket and a hotel room to get away.
Gotcha.
In those situations, lots of sympathy. In situations where there's,
I don't, but yeah.
I mean, like when you don't have the financial means to, and you're psychologically unwell to make decisions for yourself that will protect you, I do have sympathy for you. But like I said, I don't know what the situation is. I just find I don't understand why sleep with the best friend. Like why?
Yeah, that part is crazy to me. But a lot of times, okay, this is a great question that you just brought up. So for you and your friend group and the girls that you probably interacted with through life, do you see that if a guy messes up, let's say he didn't cheat, but he did something to mess up, or he did cheat, do you see girls going above and beyond to do like get backs and vengeance type of things?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the culture today. The culture today is pretty snake-like.
Okay.
Well, did you not agree? Do you see people out here skipping and holding hands with rainbows, or do you see people
I just want to make sure.
Oh, you did that?
I want to make sure you say
I'm gonna do this.
Got you. Okay.
That's the culture. I wish it wasn't that way. I wish we all respected each other, but that's what I have observed from today's culture.
Okay. So what is the number one reason, before we even dive back into the video, of why women cheat, do you think?
I mean, I think the number one reason is just like why anybody cheats is like you're not getting something from the relationship. Like you could be getting all the money from the relationship. Like a lot of girls, they like guys that have a lot of money, and they're getting all the money, but then they still cheat because they're not getting like, I love you, you're special, you're important to me, you're the only one.
Gotcha.
And getting the loyalty and respect and the ring on their finger. So they're like, you know what? I'm just going to have him continue to pay my rent and buy my Birkin bags.
Okay.
But I'm going to go to homeboy down the road and get all my intimacy needs fulfilled.
Okay.
But also be able to keep the financial resources of this guy. So it's turned into a very like snake-like culture. You know what I'm saying? Here's
what I would definitely say to the fellas that are watching. Dick her down. Make sure that it's a sexual thing, that it's like you are doing experiences, you're going to different places, you're very adventurous when it comes to sex wise. Because if a woman cheats on you, she's not really cheating on you for another guy when it comes to physical. She might cheat on you with like time wise, or to talk to another dude, or to get attention, but majority of the time it won't be for sex. So I want to bring it back to you personally. What do you consider really cheating?
And I'm going to say, don't worm her down, because as a man you should never be sexually intimate with a female that you cannot trust.
Wait, hold on, what? Say that one more time.
You said worm her down, right?
Worm her down.
Worm her. That means like doing it.
Oh no, I said dick her down, but I guess your version is worm her down. I try to be more like. No, I get it. Yeah. Okay, yes. So
I don't like to say certain.
No, I get it.
So I'm saying, like, you said, oh, well, just do her anyways, basically.
No. Meaning like,
you said, well, worm her down.
Got you. Meaning like, if you're in a relationship, right? You are in a relationship. Make sure you just doing a whole bunch of different adventurous, spontaneous. You just that person for her sexually.
Oh, you're saying okay. I thought you meant like just worm her down no matter what happens. Just like worm her down.
No. Hell no.
So you're saying like in a relationship, try to fulfill her needs. Try to be there.
Make sure, not her needs per se, but her sexual desire needs. It should be the best that you can give and she can have. Because if that woman cheats on him, it won't be for sexual stuff. It won't be for sexual reasons. So she wouldn't necessarily jump to a new guy for penis or dick, or what do you say, warm them down. It would be for maybe emotional support or financial support or other things that's not sex. And that obviously emotional support and financial support can lead to sex, but it won't be.
I mean, you should always try to fulfill your partner's needs, but I don't want, if there's a guy watching this and they're like, what are you talking about? I was giving her it. Like I was literally reading books trying to find out what she likes.
Gotcha.
And she still ran off on me.
Gotcha.
And they might think like, well, sometimes there's bad people out there, girls and guys.
Okay.
Sometimes you could be doing everything right for a female, and she will still run off and cheat on you. I've seen it. Women are just as bad as men these days.
Okay.
I
would say worse. But
I've seen it with my own eyes.
Yeah,
I've seen like literally housewives in 20-year marriages sleeping with their coworkers, you know what I'm saying? Like, and just being liars and manipulating
Wow.
and just doing bad things. I've seen it with my own eyes. I know that women can be just as bad as guys these days. And I just don't want, if someone's watching this and they're like, you know, beating themselves up, like, I did try to fulfill her needs. I was working hard. I was putting food on the table and taking her on dates and buying her what she wanted, and she still did this. Because sometimes there are just bad, selfish people out there.
Yes,
but you should still always try to fulfill your partner's needs. If you find out that your girl likes to make out and kiss, make out and kiss, dude. Will it really hurt you to spend 5-10 minutes to make out and kiss your girl? If you find out she like really wants her feet rubbed, like whatever, there's little things you can do to definitely fulfill your partner's needs. And a lot of guys don't do that.
Got you.
Feedback from the women, I do hear that guys.
So, but this is my overall point. So to make it clear, yes, fulfill her needs. Yes, fulfill all the other aspects in what you need to do. But what I'm saying is make the extra effort in the sexual department. So if she does cheat, it's not necessarily for sex. It could be for intimacy. It could be for money. It could be for, I don't know, anything else.
Affirmation.
Yeah, it could be, yeah, exactly.
Reason.
So that's why I want to lead the thing back to you about what do you consider really cheating? Is it the sex act, or is it maybe the guy just like, I actually kind of like this girl. Let's go on a hangout session. Would you be like, that's cheating, I'm done with you too?
No, any crossing of boundaries is cheating for me. So even if I even see you, if you're in a relationship with me and I even see you Snapchatting your ex like, hey, beautiful, hope you're doing good, you look like you've been working out, to me that's cheating.
Okay.
To me that's disrespectful to me. Like, on what grounds did you have to just send your person like that, you know?
Okay.
Now it would be one thing if she reached out to you, she was like, hey, I see you're doing good, just wanted to send you love, hope your family's doing good, and you text back like, I appreciate the lookout, wishing you the best, goodbye. But when you start like, hey, beautiful, how's your day? I see that you've been working out lately. You've been looking tight. Like, everybody can read the energy. And so my thing is that's my personal boundaries. If you want to sit there and talk to homegirl and exchange messages with this girl and go on a date here and have the freedom to go drinking with your friends all night long at the strip club and bring some strippers back home,
okay,
that's
hold on,
wonderful
pause.
And good for you.
No,
but to me, it's a crossing of boundaries.
Okay.
I don't care if you had sex with any of them. I don't care if you kissed any of them. If you cross my boundaries, then why sit here and stress each other out?
Okay, so question.
You know?
Do you talk about those boundaries before they happen?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
whenever I'm dating someone, now when I was younger, I was very like intimidated to tell, like to stand up for myself. And I watched the culture and I saw like, well, every guy goes to the strip club and gets dances. So why should I be like, what right do I have? Yeah, like what right do I have to tell my boyfriend he can't do it? But then the older I got, I was like, you know what? No. I don't care what the context is. I don't care if you paid her for a dance or if she came over because she flirted with you at Starbucks. Like, I don't care what the context is. You have no right to entertain another female while you're in a relationship with me. And if you want to entertain females while you're in a relationship with me, wonderful, but we're not going to be together.
Gotcha.
So pick out what you want. If you want to focus on your career and growing and having a wonderful relationship with me, that's what we can do. And I will do everything in my power to fulfill you in every category available so that you don't even have the desire to go out there looking for females.
Gotcha.
And it's a win-win for both of us because now instead of trying to go out there and get some, you got some at home right here that will give you anything you want. And you can focus that time in the gym, reading, bettering yourself, putting time into your work to grow your business, to make more money.
Okay.
Like,
so I gotta ask you now.
Logics,
Now I
guys.
gotta ask you.
Logics.
I definitely have to ask you. So, dealing with a guy, would you be, I don't want to use the word insecure, but would you be secured in a relationship to the fact that if he is out and he's, let's say, an entertainer, or he's someone who's in the public light around a lot of women, a lot of people, a lot of things that's happening for him personally, would you be okay in that relationship, a relationship like that?
What I have learned from growing is I'm not going to be in a relationship with anyone at this point in my life if I can't trust you 100. If I can't trust you with my iCloud password, my Facebook, my Instagram, my best friend who's let's say my best friend's a Victoria's Secret model and she's coming on to you strong. If I can't trust you that you'd be like, heck no, get away from me.
Gotcha.
Then for me personally, there's just nothing in that relationship that's going to offer me stability and a strong foundation. Okay. Therefore, I will cut it off.
Okay. So
that's me now.
Let's rewind. So what I'm asking specifically is about their lifestyle. For instance, I'm guessing an average person who, I wouldn't call them average, just a person who is
I'm not crazy. I'm not like, if you're like talking to somebody at a venue or something, I'm not going to be like, who the heck is that? And come and like start a scene. Everybody knows what the energy is, right?
Gotcha.
You know when you're communicating with a female within seconds, whether you're going to try to get her somewhere intimately in the future, or if you're just like, you know what, this would be good for content, and it's done.
Gotcha.
So with my partner and me as well, we're both pretty good at reading the energy. Like, does this person, are they going to keep it professional, or is this person going to try to do something that could jeopardize my relationship?
Okay.
And if you think that you're in a place that's going to do that, or you're communicating with females in a way that's going to do that, then obviously we're not going to work out if it's a regular thing.
Gotcha. Okay, cool.
But everybody's boundaries is different.
No, I get that. Yeah,
there's literally girls out here that don't. You could have a whole girlfriend on the side and they don't care as long as you tell them about it.
Yeah, 100%.
Everybody is not me, so I don't want everyone to be like, "Oh, this girl." I know they're all comments already. They're gonna be like, "She's tripping. She's whatever." Everybody's not me. My boundaries are at a certain level. I want to settle down and have children with a high value person.
Okay, pause. We definitely have to pause now. High value person, what does that mean for you personally? Because high value person, if you want to talk about like the true numbers of the definition of high value person, those type of people, they tend to don't settle down to have, a person that's only one female. They tend to nowadays definitely have multiple females.
I would have to highly disagree with that statement, because I was just at the 10X Growth Conference and almost every single successful man that came on the stage, first person that they gave thanks to before God was, look, my wife has been my backbone, my support system. If I did not have my wife, I would have not been able to achieve the things that I have achieved today.
Here's the missing context, though. They could definitely be cheating. They could definitely be having side pieces. They definitely can have other things on the side. Or it could have been at the beginning, and then things worked out, and then they stopped doing that. So I can't use them as an example. So I have to use the data as an example. And the data shows that the top 5% of dudes actually do engage in much more women than just one person. So that's why I asked you specifically of what your definition of high value is. Because if it's just money, then yes, I would agree with you.
I would have to see the references for that statement to make sure that the data is accurate. No offense towards you, but there's so much data coming out these days. I like to make sure that it's not, I like to see it for myself. Now, obviously, the logistic answer for that would be that if a man usually has access to more power, more resources, more money, he's able to attract more females, right? Same thing if you have a beautiful woman, she's able to attract more men. My idea of a high value person is not even so much their financial standing as a first point. Because I would rather be with somebody that's making less money, but I know for a fact they're loyal to me, they're faithful to me, they will be a good father to our child. If something should ever happen to me, I know that they're going to make sure that our environment is healthy and that our kids are going to be taken care of, and they're not going to be bringing some trashy, ratchet girl around that's going to influence our kids in a negative way.
Okay, so that's a mindset.
So it's like a mindset, making sure they're a good person, that they have good qualities, they don't steal, they're honest, that they're hardworking, that they're goal-oriented. So that to me is high value, not necessarily like you got to have $238 million. That would be great. Obviously, we all love to have someone that's gorgeous and rich. And I mean, that's also a fantasy. My thing is, I want to make sure that if something should happen and I get pregnant, I want to know that this is going to be an amazing father for my child. And if something should ever happen to me, I can go away peacefully knowing that they're going to take care of the home.
And that person is high value to you.
That's high value. So that you can depend on and trust on. Good morals, good ethics, good sense of responsibility. That's high value.
Got you. Okay. Now to put a button on the end to jump back into the video. If that person was dope, he good father, he blah, 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 he all this that you wanted, but then he slipped up and, made not a mistake, that's a choice, but he made a choice, would you still be, all right, deuces, or would you try to work it out?
No, because if I can prevent myself from being in situations where I don't accidentally slip up, then I feel like they could also put forth the discipline to make sure they don't put themselves in situations where they slip up.
Okay.
And then if you're somebody that is just, I slipped up, I messed up, you should challenge yourself to have more discipline.
Okay.
That's how I feel about it.
All right, now moving on.
Do women really try to justify the actions of this kind of street behavior? This is streets. This is she belong to the streets behavior.
She belong to the streets. The comments.
And women try to justify this to make it seem like it's okay, to make it seem like it's cool, to make it seem like they can do these kind of things to men. Then you have snakes like Ryan who are still living in existence. Meanwhile, this Anthony guy had cancer. He was going through some things mentally, physically, and you still hurt. But you're talking about he allegedly did some things, physical harming things to you. Stop the cap. Even if he did, it doesn't make any sense for you to go sleep with his best friend.
Yeah. Crazy.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
That's low down dirty. That's just...
But I would definitely say, and I want to jump in, that's crazy for both sides. I wouldn't even call that dude a best friend. He was like a fake best friend. Because me personally, if I'm friends with a guy and I know that he's just in a relationship with a particular female, I don't care what that particular female does, I'm not having sexual relations with that particular female. Like, that is... I don't care if she's butt naked in my bed, and I don't even know how she got there, but I walk in and she was butt naked. It's not happening. So I would definitely not call him a best friend. I would call him a pretender friend. Have you had a situation for you that happened to where you thought somebody was your friend, but they actually turned out to be not your friend?
Yeah, most of the girls that I've met since I moved to Atlanta.
Wow.
No offense
She just
towards
killed
Atlanta.
all I'm about to say.
No offense towards the people that I've met in Atlanta, but Atlanta is one thing. The culture is very different here than what I'm used to. I'm from a very small country town, and of course there was always the girl that would like sleep with someone's husband or boyfriend or whatever. But here it was to the point where girls kind of got off on it and would brag like, I could take your man. I slept with that guy. He's got a wife and 2 kids, and they got a beautiful house, and I was able to take him from his wife. Like, you know what I'm saying? I never saw that in person until I moved to Atlanta. And that was like the energy. I saw more of that, and girls like bragging that they could, I slept with my best friend's boyfriend last night. Can you believe that, girl? I'm so bad. And to me, I was just like, well, I would never be friends with you, because to me, if you're willing to screw over your best friend and all the people that you've known way longer than me, I'm a new person coming in the community, then what's to keep you from breaking my trust or speak ill on me when I'm not around? But I also recognize that that's the culture. That's the message that like all the girls that are the head honchos right now and influencing, that's the message that they're putting out is like, I can take your man. I can take your man. Your man wants me. Oh, wow, look at me. I stole your husband. I stole your boyfriend.
Okay.
And to me, I don't feel like that's really anything to brag about.
Okay. Now, definitely 100% disagree. So with that, with the beginning statements that you said, I 100% agree. But then that very last statement you said, I 100% disagree. I did a video, reaction video yesterday about Alexander Grace. He showed us data that says that culturally speaking, all women are gravitating towards the top percents of dudes, meaning that 90%, then it'll be 91 to 92 gravitate towards the very top percent of dudes. So for the women that are, I guess, missing out on the top percent of dudes, what dudes does she have left? She has the average dudes. She has dudes that are ugly, that she don't find attractive, that doesn't make enough money for her, that doesn't fit for her. So what does she has to do? She has to actually go for the dudes that has already females that she has. So that's why the only reason why I would disagree, because it is an accomplishment. It definitely is an accomplishment to take a high value.
If you're looking at it from a very low vibrational perspective, like primitively, like, oh yes, I was able to take a mate of a higher resource that was already taken, then but if I look at things, I'm looking at everything from a spiritual aspect.
Gotcha.
And in my opinion of that, I just feel like it is not good juju to see that a girl has a boyfriend or a husband and you purposely come in there to shake that up.
Okay, so question.
I feel like that's not cool, because I've never heard one girl that's like, I would love for some girl to just come in and take my man. Like, nobody wants that. No, every girl, when you love somebody, that's heartbreaking to hear that the person you love is out here running game on you. It's heartbreaking.
100%.
It is. It's, for men too, it's heartbreaking when you love someone, you put your energy in them, and you find out she did something messed up by you. So why is it okay to do it to someone else if you don't want it done to you? I don't want anyone to take my man or woman. Therefore, I'm not going to take anybody's partner. That's how I'm looking at it. I'm not looking at it as like a surface level.
We're gonna be here all night.
I'm looking at it from like overall, how would I feel if roles were reversed? Would I want some girl sweeping in and stepping in on what I got going on? No, I wouldn't. That would hurt my feelings. So I'm not going to do it to someone else. Could I be out here wrecking up at all the families? I'm sure I could. I'm sure I could make a big plan and just be out here like messing people up if I wanted to. But I don't do that because that's messed up. And it's not like a me thing. Any girl could do it, really. Any girl can really be out here and just like figure out how to sneak into someone's like happy little couple picture that you see.
But that's okay. Paul is right there. That's exactly what's happening. That's exactly what the data shows. The data shows is polygamy is actually becoming much more mainstream, much more acceptable.
And how unfortunate your beginning statement was that there's such a small percentage of high value men that all the women are swarming to get these men. How unfortunate that we live in a society that the high value men is so low. Why can't we live in if there's so few high value men that all the women are swarming over themselves trying to get them, and they're willing to literally be cutthroat and ruin and break up families or hurt another girl's emotions and mess her up psychologically? How unfortunate is that there are so few men out here that we're doing that kind of stuff? Like, to me, that should be a wake-up call to society. It's like, well, what can we do to make our sons better? What can I do to make myself better as a man? To make sure that my brother is out here being a better man? Because
I would agree with this.
Society, it's obviously declining. So to me, how unfortunate is that if there's only 10% of good men out here?
I didn't say good men. I said high value men. Yes,
and all right, to answer to that, there's probably 3% of good men that are high value.
Okay.
Out of that,
yeah.
Wouldn't you if you just had to take a guess? There's probably so few guys out here that are actually high value and good men that have good hearts.
Okay, when you say good heart, I know it's super duper deep. I wish I might have should have did this live because this is a great conversation. But what do you consider good? What do you consider like good?
I mean, doing this to others as you want done to you. If you don't want someone to rob your stuff, don't rob somebody else's house. If you don't want someone to take your husband, don't take somebody else's husband. If you don't want someone to punch you in the face, don't punch someone else in the face. If you don't want someone to say something sideways to you, don't say something sideways to them.
Okay.
Imagine how society would be if we ran on that basic, primitive foundation alone. It would probably be a lot better.
I would say it would be better, yes, but humans are selfish creatures. So to answer that point about the overall thing about the high value and why women cheat and why women go for the dudes that already has the women is because they're selfish. It's because they I don't want to settle with just the average dude.
But I believe that humans are able to transcend that behavior. I believe that humans are perfectly capable of becoming more disciplined.
Okay, question. Okay, I want to ask you straight up. If you was in the dating marketplace, right, and all the dudes that you wanted were taken, what are you going to do? What would you do personally?
First of all, if they're taken, I don't want them anymore.
Oh, that's what I'm asking.
Yeah, it's just if I go anywhere and I see that every girl's got the same dress on, I don't want to wear that dress.
Okay.
If I see every girl's got a boyfriend here, okay, that must mean, and I'm spiritual, so I believe in God. And in my head, I would just think, okay, well, that means that God is not ready to bring my person in yet. Okay. So when I go somewhere and I'm like, dang, all the good guys are taken, well, I guess I should still her man. That's not my thought process.
No, I get
my
that.
thought process is all the good guys are taken. That means that my good guy is not here, and they will come when the time is right. So in the meantime, there's a lot of things that I could be doing to better myself as an individual that don't require sleeping with someone, taking somebody's boyfriend away. Okay. But like I said, I'm not out here thinking regular.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is pretty obvious from this conversation.
Got you. So I actually do like that perspective from you as a woman, but definitely I would say that's a minority mindset. I would say the majority mindset is I'm going to go for what I want. I want to go for.
This is me trying to like wish that we could all live that was like a better consciousness.
Gotcha.
Like I said, I wish that we lived in a world where nobody had to lock their car door and their front door, because we know that nobody's going to try to steal from you, and your kids could go to the park across the street and you don't got to worry that someone's going to snatch them up.
Yeah.
And if we lived in a society where we're like, I'm not going to do that to you because I don't want you to do that to me, that's our only hope of having a good flourishing society one day.
Okay.
If we keep this energy up, all we're going to have is 8 baby mamas.
8 baby mamas.
That's all that's going to happen. If we keep doing this behavior, all you're going to have is women fighting to get the best guys.
Yeah.
And
which
8
is already
baby
happening.
mamas.
And which is already happening too.
And you can't convince me that you're able to adequately care for 8 baby mamas and 8 children from different women at the same that you could a single family. You're never going to be able to convince me that every single one of those children is getting the adequate emotional care that they need and that they're not being neglected in some way.
Gotcha.
That if you had a traditional, stable foundation, they would be able to flourish a little bit better.
Got you. Now, I want to talk about that a little later, but let's get back into the video.
2 minutes in.
And you have women who really, really justify with this. They like this kind of stuff. Let's continue.
He's not so innocent out there. And so I wanted to...
Matter of fact, let's give me your overall about this so that way we can wrap up this video. Because I want to know your overall thoughts about why women try to justify cheating.
I mean, on a surface level about this, these people in particular, I don't know any of these people or their stories. I don't know if these are good people, bad people. Like, I don't know anything about them. On a surface level, it's looking pretty bad because it's looking like Anthony's being accused of abusing somebody. Ryan has betrayed his best friend. And then Nina has slept with the best friend.
Drama
so
all around.
I don't really see anything that's showing me like, well, what are good things about these people? But I also don't want to speak on them because I don't know them. They could be out here doing amazing things for the community. I don't know.
Gotcha.
Surface level, I'm going to say don't ever sleep with someone that your best friend is in love with. And do I really have to make a statement on why that's wrong? Do I really?
That's crazy.
Do I really gotta make a statement on what's that?
No,
do I have to explain to people why that's messed up? Is that the society we live in now? I gotta explain why your homeboy should not sleep with the girl you love.
I'm going to try to put myself in a woman's mind for just a second. I think, again, I'm just speculating. This is just me speculating. I think she did it probably out of a vengeance. I don't think she would do cheating. I don't think most women would do cheating out of what do you call it? Just because they want to get their rocks off. Women tend to be a little bit more secretive when they cheat and when they step around. So if she did that openly to their best friend, then it's probably a vengeance thing that is happening. That's what I'm guessing. So,
I mean, you have to know when you do stuff like that, you're psychologically damning both of these people.
Yes, 100%.
Because for one, the friendship's pretty much over with.
It is over with, for sure.
For two, they're both probably going to look at their future friendships like, would this guy do that to me?
True.
Can I trust him with my wife in the room?
Which you should never do.
You know, like, so I mean, I don't agree with this. I don't agree with abusing anybody. And if you are being abused, please leave the situation if you can. I understand things happen and sometimes it's not that easy. But if you are able to leave, please leave. Because if you're going to get trapped in this web, you're going to start doing things that are messed up. That could be beneath you, like sleeping with someone's best friend.
Gotcha.
So that's how I feel about it in a nutshell.
All right. Where can they find you? Like social media wise?
Danessa El Raya, Instagram, Danessa El Raya, TikTok, and magicalintentions.com. If you guys would like a lovely handcrafted piece of jewelry such as that I have on and he has on, magicalintentions.com, and you can get a piece handcrafted by me.
All right. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. If you want to follow her, make sure you follow her as well. The links will be in the description below. And if you want to, get some cool ass necklaces like this and or bracelets, then you want to get her and go to her, what is it called? Magicalintentions.com. Got you. Okay.
Yeah. Yes. Magicalintentions.com.
All right. And I'm out. Peace.